Can you hear me? Magic. Sorry, we had a technical problem right here. So we're gonna start the live stream over again. So yeah, all right. So yeah, last week we talked about a little bit about welcome back to the English live stream series. I forgot what I said previously, but however, I try my best to recover. So previously we talked about. Okay. We talked about the entertainment industry in the last live stream, which is last Monday. So in this week, we're gonna have another one, and this is also the last live stream of this year. Yeah, I'm talking about the lunar calendar, not the normal calendar. So yeah, if you wonder what the hell is lunar calendar, so lunar calendar is like the small number under the big number on your calendar. And in Vietnamese, people call it the up or moon. So yeah, this might be the last one we have for this year, because this is December of 2022 already. And we're coming closer to the last week of 2022 in lunar calendar. So yeah, I wish you have a nice holiday with your family and friends, and enjoy it to the fullest. All right. So, yep, get into the live stream today. So previously we talked about music, which was the audio aspects of entertainment. But today we're going to talk about movie, which is like the lean more on the video side of the entertaining industry. So the live stream today is table of content is gonna be very easy. It's very gonna be simple. Firstly, we're gonna talk about the history of movie and film. How was it formed, and yeah, when was it formed? And then next up, we're gonna talk about the genre of movie that are popular nowadays, and maybe those are some mainstream genre of movie that you can find, as well as some of the recommendation of movies that you should watch, or let's say some of the best movie in the last year, 2022. Next up, we like if every good work needs deserve an award, right? So we also going to talk about a recap of the highlights of the biggest award in the movie or film industry. Yeah, that's gonna be mentioned later in this live stream, as well as the last part. I think I'm just kind of cold. Oh, shit. As well as the last part, we're gonna talk about what you can expect to see during this year. This is 2023. There are some big hits coming up on the theater. So if you are big fans of movie, you can prepare, and let's say mark your calendar and yeah, go to the cinema to enjoy the very first debuts. No, the very first dates of publicly viewed movies that I'm going to mention at the end of this live stream. There are five of them, and yeah, five of them are five hits let's say that are expected to be very popular in this year. Okay, so that is the table of content, very simple. We're gonna go through it gradually. So yeah, let's get into the movie topic for the Big Rich live stream today. All right. So talking about movie, let's get back. Let's have a look back into the history for a little bit. Let's what we do in the live stream with music. So when was the first movie produced? Um, so talking about movie, we have to talk about the camera. So that is the tool that you use to capture the picture in order to make the movie, right? So the first camera was introduced or was produced in the 19th century, specifically in the year of 1816. But the first movie or the first picture was successfully captured in 1827. So yeah, the first camera is like it's huge, it's very big, and you can imagine it's something like the size of a house. So yeah, if you don't believe me, you can look it up on the internet, like inside the first camera in the world, and you can see the size of the camera compared to the size of a human. Yeah, like the human is even smaller than the lens of the camera. So yeah, because it is the very first camera, so we cannot expect anything more than that. But it was a big revolution in the industry or in the world. That was the big renovation. And yes, since it was first produced in the 19th century, that also means the first movie or the first film was also produced in the 19th century. So yeah, there are three of them that I'm going to mention here, and maybe two of them I'm going to mention here. So yes, the first one, the first movie, I'm not going to call it a movie, but maybe it's a video. It's more like a video because it's very short, even shorter than a minute. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's more something like a video. It's not like a movie. And this is the like the groundbreaking news. So yes, this product or this project is called the Horse in Motion, produced in 1878. And this groundbreaking motion photography was accomplished using multiple cameras and assembling the individual pictures into a single motion picture. So yeah, give me some time to explain about the single motion picture or the single motion video if you don't know what I'm saying. So the single motion picture video is created by taking multiple pictures of a moving subject. And yeah, let's say, in other words, to make it easier to understand all the instruction how to do it, you take a picture of something, but take a picture with very fast shutter speed. So this is something like 5 frames per second. You take 5 pictures per second, or maybe even 10 pictures per second, and then yeah, you put it on the video player, and you play the picture very fast. So eventually, you will see that the subject or the character in the picture is actually moving through the frame. And yeah, if you want to experience this, this is a very easy way to do. So yeah, you got your iPhone, you got your, you can say, because I'm using that thing, I don't know how all the thing works, but yeah, if you're using iPhone, you're just holding on the camera shutter, and it continuously taking picture like very fast. And then yeah, when you open the collection of photos you have taken, and you just like or the subject you being taken photos of is actually moving through the picture. Yes, that is how the single motion picture works, and that is something like the same. If you want to create something like that, but in a more professional way, or with more objects, or with more details, you can look it up on the internet, on YouTube. That is something called the stop motion video. Yeah, stop motion video. This is a technique is still being used by many artists because it creates a type of aesthetics that the normal camera cannot do. But in other words, like in order the words that you make it easier for you to understand, it is something like you can see if you are old enough to see those type of cartoon back in the 20th century, like the very first cartoons series, like the very first episodes of Tom and Jerry, or yes, Tom and Jerry or something like that. They also did the single motion picture to create a whole video. So what the artists do is to try to draw the, yeah, they try to draw the video, draw the picture, but the same picture with little adjustment in each of them. How can okay, how how can, all right. Um, yes, in every single picture of them to create a smooth motion in the cartoon. So yeah, you can see something like that on the TV if you are old enough, or if you are fancy of those old cartoon. And that technique was also being used during the early of the 21st century until the technology advancement that allows people to create a cartoon with less effort and less with, let's say, faster by using computer to generate the motions. But however, that was originally how the single motion picture videos worked. And yeah, if you are interested in this field and if you are good at drawing, you can actually try to make your own video. It's not a video, but let's say it's just like a small single motion thing that would be called a flip book, because yeah, you know, like to create an episode of cartoon it takes like many months, but with the flip book thing, yeah, with the flip book things you can create a small motion single motion video, like you draw a stick man at the same area on the thick pack of paper, and you continuously slide through it, and you see that character will actually moving through the screen, through the scenes, through the pages. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is called the flipbook, and it's gonna take a lot of time to do that. Depends on the details you put into the picture. Hmm. So in other words, like you have to draw one picture all over again with little adjustments so that makes the character move, right? So that is the introduction of the single motion picture video. But yeah, talking about this project or this product called the Horse in Motion, the video was made to scientifically answer a popularly debated question during this era. Are all four of the horse hoovers ever off the ground at the same time while the horse is galloping? So yeah, the video proved that indeed worked, and more importantly, that is when the motion photography was born. All right, that's marked uh, the very first era of motion video. Okay, but not long after was out publicly, there is a video, like this is the surviving motion picture film. Okay, and the name of it would be the Roundhead Garden Scene. Took place in 1888. And this is also the world's earliest surviving motion picture film, showing actual consecutive action is called, yeah, the Roundhead Garden Scene. And it is the short film directed by the French inventor Louis the Prince. While it's just like 2.11 seconds long. 2.11 seconds long. You know what I'm saying? Like you can one to video and yeah, that is how long it is. But it is technically a movie because yeah, every, let's say it's captured perfectly the motion of the character in the movie. So yeah, it is recognized by the Guinness Record Book. That is the oldest surviving film in existence. So until now, that would be 2 centuries already. You see. And yeah, if And lately after that, at the end of the 19th century, there is a little bit of longer version of movie. I don't know why they call it movie, but it's still like a video to me because it's just like less than 1 minute. But yeah, the product or the project that is called The Arrival of a Train, introduced publicly to the public in 1895. And this is the 50 seconds silent film, shows the entry of the train pulled by the steam locomotive into a train station of the French coastal town in La Cotet, Ciotat, like Ciotat, I don't know what's that. But it is the single, unedited view illustrating an aspect of everyday life. And the film consists of one continuous real-time shot. So yeah, at this point, it is no longer the single motion video, but it is the one continuous real-time shot. So this is something like, yeah, this is the new video we can see nowadays. Oh yeah, so talking about the yeah the single motion video, I would explain a little bit more. So nowadays, if you use camera, if you use iPhone, if you use phone, and you are a little bit you're a little bit into videography. You like to take video, you want to have more advancement in setting, you want to take control of everything, every setting on your video. You might find that there is a section called the FPS of the video. Uh, so FPS actually is the abbreviations of the term frame per second. So normally nowadays, like most of the video are recorded in let's say the definition of 60 FPS, which is the 60 frames per second. So in 1 second, there are 60 pictures taken. So yeah, for the horse in motion, you can see there are like literally 16 pictures. Yeah, and it lasts more than 1 second. So the motion of the horse or the motion of the character in the scene is not really smooth comparing to the 60 FPS movie nowadays. So what I want to say is when you try to record a movie, a video, all right, when you try to record a video, if you set the high FPS like 60 or even 120, so that number define the smoothness of your video. So if let's say the higher that number is, the smoother your video is. So when you're looking at some 120 FPS video nowadays, which is also recorded in 4K definition, you will see it looks very realistic and it very smooth. So it is something like the motion of your real-time motions, like something happening in your life. If you move your hand, yeah, it's something like that. But for the 60 FPS, yeah, it's still smooth because 60 is the standard now. And yeah, it's still very smooth, but something like 30 FPS, then it's gonna cause, you will feel a lot of differences. If you pay close attention, you feel there are a lot of differences between the 30 and the 60 FPS frame per second when it is put into a complete movie, complete video, right? So try that and you know what I'm saying. Okay, but yeah, the arrival of the train, I didn't put it here. The arrival of the train is the first real-time continuous shot. And there is also an urban legend associated with that movie that says when the film was first shown, the audience was so scared by the image of a life-size train barreling toward them that the people screamed and ran to the back of the room. So at that time, people was to you can literally understand that at that time the technology is not advanced yet. And yeah, since this is the real-time shot, so you can understand like it is smoother than motion. So yeah, on the first day of showing this movie, the train was moving. The audience feel like the train was moving toward them, so they were scared and running to the back of the room. So that is how movie was first introduced. Thank you. All right. So when moving along with the timeline, like yeah, so the first movie was introduced in the 19th century, but now it is the 21st century. So obviously there are a lot of changes. Let's say the advancements or the enhancements in technology in the movie industry, as well as the upgrade in camera system, the upgrade in the audio system. So in the past, like in the 19th century, if you are familiar with let's say Charlie Chaplin, you will know that those comedy video or comedy film was just a mood one. You don't hear anything. But nowadays, like the advancement in technology, oh yeah, and it was also recorded in black and white only. But yeah, nowadays, like you see a lot of CGI, a lot of let's say FX, video special effects, and all that kind. Advancement in let's say CGI and audio also. So now, if you go to the movie, you can see like the Dolby audio system that allows you to hear like a real time, like you are in actually in that scene. So the audio is moving around the room. But you actually, if you want to achieve this one, you don't really need to. You don't really need to go to the audio. Oh, sorry, you don't really need to go to the theater or the cinema. You just need to buy a bookshelf audio system. Yeah, bookshelf audio system, and put it around your living room so you can experience the same thing. Jeez. Yeah, bookshelf audio system. It is not like it is not like the huge speakers, but there are some small speakers that you can use to place around your room. So let's say for example, right? So if a car drive past, it's gonna be like, let's say something like that, and it's gonna move around the room. So it's something like very realistic. So yeah, talking about nowadays. So since it is very advanced, the movie was also divided into different genre, different category in order to satisfy the audience, different type of groups of audience. So let's say here I'm going to introduce to you the genres of movie that are available nowadays. So this is just a very popular one. Beside that, we're going to have some subgenres or some smaller category, but it's just like the sub ones. I'm not going to mention. I'm going to mention some of them, but I'm not going to go into detail about it. So let's get into it. We have the first genre, very popular one, one of the most popular one, I have to say. So yeah, action movie, and I guess you know what it is. Action to give you the very general characteristic, or let's say, yeah, the very general characteristic of action movie. So movie in the action genre are fast-paced and include a lot of action like fight scenes, chase scenes, and slow motion shots. They can feature superhero martial arts. You learn to defend yourself, like karate do or taekwondo and anything like that. Dangerous actions that is performed by specialist or by stunter. So these high octane films are more about the execution of the plot rather than the plot itself. So action movie is very thrilling to watch and leave audience members on the edge of their seats. Cops movie, disaster movie, and some of the spy films fall under the action category. So, mm, like Fast and Furious, Yeah, Fast and Furious is an action movie or um like detective, right? Do you know? Yeah, like 007 something. Uh-huh. Yeah, that are some action movies. So you can understand action movie involved in a lot of action and fighting scenes. Okay. What are the subcategory of action movie? There are some main subcategory, including the war and military actions, spy actions, martial arts, Western shoot 'em up action. Western shoot 'em up action would be some like cowboy movie, you know what I'm saying? Or the action hybrid genes genre. Okay, yeah. So this is one of the best or the most popular genre in the movie industry nowadays. Okay, and moving on, we will have the adventure movie. So the adventure genre is so similar to the action genre that the building for the adventure film is sometimes action. Sometimes people confuse it with action or adventure movie. All right. To okay. Everything good. We're good now, right? Are we good now? All right. Back to the live stream. Share. This one just go. Yeah. So a lot of people are confused. We'll go. This one. A lot of people confused between adventure and action movie. So film in adventure genre usually contain the same basic genre elements as an action movie, with the setting as the criminal difference. So adventure movies are typically set in an exotic, far away, or unfamiliar locale. So you see, some of those adventure movie have like spectacular or majestic scenes that would drive the adventurous spirit in the audience. Yeah, and some of one of the most successful movie in this genre I have to mention here would be the Pirates of Caribbean film series. All right, so you can imagine how it is, right? Great. And then, yeah, next up we have comedy. So when you hear the word comedy, you will think of something funny. So actually, it is what it is. Comedy films are funny and entertaining. So yeah, it doesn't involve in a lot of, let's say, action. It's involved in action, but it's not like too much that put you on the nerve. But comedy is more lean on the relaxing side or lean more on the laughter side to arouse the laugh or to arouse the happiness in audience. So the films in this genre center around the comedic premise, usually putting someone in a challenging, amusing, or humorous situation that they are not prepared to handle. Good comedies movies are less about making constant joke and about more about presenting a universally relatable or real life story with complex character who learns an important lesson after that. Um, mockumentary, mockumentary. Yeah, if you don't understand the word mock, when you want to mock someone, which means you roast them or you try to make fun of them. Yeah, so mockumentary or comedy. Okay. All right. Yeah, dark comedy. I think give you an example. I'll give you an example of dark comedy. All right, so dark comedy, very yeah. Just in this example, quite a few days ago, just a few days ago. So yeah, a mom told uh let's say, this able son to wave at the blind man to say hi. Okay, so that is dark comedy. Think about it. All right, and then that is one of my most favorite genre of comedy. And then we also have romantic comedy, parody or spoof, or slapstick comedy are all the example of the comedy subgenres. Mm, so some of the examples, some of the films that I would recommend you in this genre would be Grown Up. Yeah, if you watch that series, that's gonna be very nice. Yeah, Grown Up or Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone is also a type of, let's say, a sitcom, but it is, no, it's not a sitcom, but it is a comedy movie. That is really interesting. You can check it out. Very popular back in the day. Yeah. And then, yeah, we're gonna moving on with a little bit more intense that arouse more feeling. We call it the drama movie. So the drama genre features story with high stakes and many conflicts. Yeah, drama like Korean. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have any bad impression about it, but but Korean movie are sometimes just too much. Like they are just doing too much. Like their life is just full of drama. I wouldn't want to live a life as a K-drama movie. But yeah, it is what it is. So the plot driven and demand that every character and scenes move the story forward. So dramas follow a clearly defined narrative plot structure, portraying real life scenarios or extreme situations with emotionally driven characters. Films that fall into drama subgenre including historical drama or costume drama, teen drama, medical drama, or docudrama, film noir or neo-noir. One of the most famous one I have to mention here, that if I'm not, it's gonna be a list. That would be The Godfather, produced or introduced in 1972. That is one of the classic, of the iconic example in the drama genre. All right, thank you. Oh yeah. So if you are interested in this genre, you can search for something like The Citizen Kane or The Social Network in 2010. Yeah, those are some very, let's say, deserved example of dramatic films. Or worth worth mentioning. But okay. And yeah, we're gonna have the next one would be the fantasy movie. So the film in the fantasy genre feature magical and supernatural elements that do not exist in real life. Although some films juxtapose a real-world setting with fantastical elements, many create entirely imaginary universes with their own laws, logic, and population of imaginary races and creatures, like science fiction films, fantasy films, speculative, but unrelated to reality or scientific facts. So high fantasy, fairy tales, and magical realism are all fantasy subgenre. One of the iconic one, yes, another iconic series mentioning here would be the Harry Potter series, based on the novel of J.K. Rowling, following a young boy at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and is a prime example of fantasy film. Beside that, we have like recently we have Avatar. No, but it's Avatar would fall into the sci-fi one, so we're gonna mention it later. Hmm. But the next genre would be the genre of movie that some that are uh, in the interest of some people, but not me. This is the horror movie. So horror film features elements leave people with overwhelming sense of fear and dread. So horror movie often includes serial killer or monster and persistence, evil antagonist to play a viewer fears or nightmares. So this genre of film would target or would use mostly the common fear of human like yeah for the Annabelle's thing you would see like the doll that like some people think like what if the doll is alive, right? So Annabelle is one of the most let's say it's worth mentioning here. It's not the most. And yes, some people fear of the crown. So we have the series of IT. You see, so those are prime example of our horror movie genre. So yeah, and some of them including like the classic one, The Exorcist, produced in 1973. But yeah, that's gonna be a little bit creepy if you are afraid of blood and anything like that. But yeah, we have some of the subgenre, including ghost story, gothic horror movie, science fiction horror movie, and supernatural movie, dark fantasy movie, psychological horror movie, and slashers. You see, a lot of subgenre here, but it's gonna take a lot of time to mention all of them. Okay, we are halfway through it. So that's good. All right, thank you. Then we have on the brighter side. So just to finish with the horror movie, that's on the dark side. But on the brighter side, we have musical movie. Um, the musical movie involving a lot of songs and musicals numbers to narrative to the progress of the story or further develop the characters. So something like Hannah Montana, back in the day, back in my age when I was a kid, Hannah Montana was a big hit on Disney Channel every day. I've seen it on TV. And then musical are often tied to a romance film, but are not limited to that genre. It can be expanded to other genre, but romance film are the easiest seen on screen nowadays. So musical movie involving big stage-like production, integrating necessary premise or character elements to the sequences. Mhm. And then we have romance movie. Romance movie are love stories, simply. They center around two protagonists, exploring some of the elements of love, like relationships, sacrifice, marriage, obsession, or destruction. Love destroyed. Romance movies sometimes feature hardship like illness, infidelity, tragedy, or other obstacle for the love interest to overcome. So when you see a like romance movie, there are a lot of drama, but it is not fall into the drama categories because it leans or it focuses more on the love side rather than conflict and solving between people and people like okay. Yeah, that's gonna touch some of the people watching this live stream, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just spitting the facts. All right, but yeah, romantic comedies, gothic romance, and romantic action are some of the popular subgenre of this move of this specific type of movie. So some example I can give you like When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, that's my name, but I don't know who is Sally. It was produced in 1989, starring Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. Is a popular romantic comedy. Okay, sci-fi movie, yes. Sci-fi movie is taking the lead on the box office nowadays. I have to mention here, what will be the Avatar 2? They're just out there for maybe 1 month. And I attract a lot of teens people to watch them, but for me, I've never seen it. So the sci-fi or the science fiction genre builds worlds and alternate reality filled with imagined elements that don't exist in real world. Science fiction spans a wide range of themes that often explore time travel, that is not real, space travel, also not real, are also set in the future, and deal with the consequences of technological and scientific advances. So sci-fi movies typically involve meticulous work, building with strong attention to details for the audience to believe in the story and universe. So example, the Star Wars series, The Matrix, and The Inception. Okay, I think those examples are enough for you to figure out what is the sci-fi movie looks like. Yeah, the Star Wars, like so far there is no film that there's no video, no movie or film that is that is take place on the outer space, but Star Wars did that in the 1977. That is when the very first film in the Star Wars series was introduced to the public, and yeah, it was take place in the space. Yeah, you can imagine like how like the whole crew of let's say the whole movie crew moving to space just to shoot a movie. Yeah, so that is why I say it's not true. Doesn't exist in the real time world. Okay. Then yeah, the last genre we're gonna talk about here would be the thriller. The thriller movie. So thriller expertly blend mystery, tension, and anticipation into one exciting story. So yeah, if I need to use one word to describe thriller movie genre, I would use the word exciting. Yo. So successful thrillers are well paced, often introducing red herrings, divulging plot twists, and revealing information at the exact right moment to keep the audience intrigued. Thriller often include the ticking clock aspect, where the stakes are against a finite amount of time. So you can see like, yeah, if you don't understand the word thriller, you can imagine the scenes of cutting the wire of the outgoing bomb in a movie. That is thrilling. The definition of thrilling. So if you do something wrong, you're dying. If you cut the wrong wire, you die. So that is thrilling. That is what the word thrilling is about. Yeah, and if you need me to translate it into Vietnamese or something like that, yes, that is about the 10 different shit. Okay, that is the word in the middle will be genre. It's not the benefits. Yes, but yeah, those are the 10 example of popular film genre now you can find on the internet. Yeah, so yeah, which one is your favorite genre? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from all your opinions. But personally, for me, my favorite genre of movie would be romance. Yes, sound cliche, but sound a little bit cliche and corny, but yes, I think I learned a lot from them. I learned, yeah, how to respect my partner, how to keep a relationship last, and anything like that. So yeah, I lean more on the side of romance movie. But yeah, if you like action movie, if you like any other type of movie, let me know in the comment section. Leave a comment there, and I will get to you straight away. Thank you. Yup. Since we talk about the genre already, so we're gonna moving on to the next chapter, next part of this live stream. We're gonna talk about the on-time worldwide box office. We're gonna talk about the revenue or the profits. How much money does a movie earn? And which I'm gonna mention the three mostly, let's say, the highest revenue movie in the industry, like for all time. Okay, so the first one we have to mention here would be the Avatar, introduced to the society in 2009. At this time, Avatar is a very, very big hit in the industry because this is the, let's say if it's not the most, So if it's not the first, then it's the most successful use CGI technology in producing the film. That is why it's attracted a lot of audiences at this time. That is also the reason for it to take the very first rank in this list by having the revenue all around the world at the point of 2.9 billion dollar in the revenue. You can imagine how much is it? Like that is a lot. So yeah, 2.9 billion taking the first place in 2009. Yes, 2.9 million billions dollar in 2009. Much more than 2.9 billions dollar in the current age, because you know what I'm saying, like inflation and all those type of that, all those change in currency and that. Yes, so you can imagine 2.9 billions in 2009 is a lot. All right, but for the second place, we have a much more recent movie that maybe introduced like 3 years ago. Three, right? Maybe two, maybe three. Okay, that is The Adventure. And this is maybe the last movie in the series of adventure called The Endgame. Not very far, not very far, not really a big gap from the Avatar movie. Adventure hit the mark of almost 2.8 billion worldwide of the box office, or the ticket sales worldwide, 2.8, specifically like 2.2 billion 794 million. Yes, but it is in 2019. Is it soccer out there? I've seen somebody say you. All right. But yeah, however, as I said, like the 2.9 billion in 2009 is very different from the 2.9 billion in 2019, which is 10 years apart. But however, when we neglect or when we ignore the inflation and all those type of shit like that, yes, Adventure still taking the second place in this list, cannot surpass the older body, the Avatar. But yeah, these two movies are still. So you can notice that these two movies lays in the sci-fi category, the sci-fi genre. That is not real human, and it is excellent. Let's say the majestic or skillfully used in CGI and advancement in technology to create such movie like this. Yeah, so yeah, I think the revenue they got deserve what they put into making the movie, right? But yeah, the last candidates, or the last one I'm going to mention here, which is the third place in this list for the all-time worldwide box office revenue, would be the very old, not very old, but it is old, older than me. Okay, it is older than me movie, introduced in the end of 20th century. Yeah, took place on the water on a big ship. So yeah, when I just said it, yes, you obviously can get what it is. It is the Titanic. Yes, the Titanic, introduced in 1997 and hit the mark of 2.2 billion box office sales worldwide. But yeah, again, that is different. 2.2 billion at that time is different from 2.2 billion nowadays. You would expect something more than that, right? But Titanic, an iconic movie in the romance genre, has taken a lot of tears of audience. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, the movie was well curated, or let's say the plot or the story was perfect. Like um, it was perfect, and yeah, everything makes sense in that one. And it's also involved in the cast of Leonardo DiCaprio as well as Katie Winslet. So you see how big it is at that time. But until today, like the Titanic is still an iconic movie that people still talk about when they are mentioning about the romantic genre of movie. Okay. Yep, those are the three worldwide box office, ranked from the first to the third. Introduced to you. All right. But yeah. But these okay, as because like they are very popular already. All these three movies are popular, so you might say like, why you recommend some movie that I already watched like 5 years ago or 3 years ago. But yeah, so in order to refresh or in order to give you something new or something you have never heard about, we're gonna give you the top 10 movie or series that is, let's say, the top 10 most streamed movie or series on, according to IMDb, in 2022. So yeah, we have the Stranger Things, yes, popular. House of the Dragon in the series of Game of Thrones, if I'm not wrong, right? Check. Yes, Stranger Things are very popular in 2016 because yeah, it was a big hit in the movie industry or in the entertainment industry also. And now you can still find it on Netflix or something. It's still available there. Or if you don't have Netflix, then go Phim Mới, and that is like a pirates site. So yeah, it's gonna change their name very often. But if you just type Phim Mới on Google, you'll find the thousand results. But there's only one difference. You just look it up. Like the part after the dots is like you see something very weird. That is the page because it has to constantly change that domain. If I'm not wrong, I have to change the domain in order to survive the trademark or the copyright lawsuits nowadays. Yup, but that is very good work. So yeah, keep it up. All right, Stranger Things, and then we have House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon is the first prequel series to the award-winning Game of Thrones. Yup. Yeah, and but yeah, season 2 is on the way. So if you are interested in this series, stay tuned for it. Okay, and then we have Better Call Saul. This is a crime and legal drama series that is a spin-off the hit series of Breaking Bad. Take place from 2015 to 2022. And then on the 4th, we have another series, another episode in the Lord of the Rings series. That would be the Ring of Power. Yes, the Ring of Power are introduced to the society in 2022. And Euphoria, very popular on Netflix a few years ago, featuring Zendaya. Zendaya, yes. But this film was very enjoyed or widely enjoyed throughout the world by teens as well as adults. But yeah, this show is not at all for the faint of heart and tackle topics like drug abuse, toxicity in all form, social media, violence, and repressed homosexuality, just to name a few. Yes, this movie target the main problem society is facing nowadays. So if you are teens, if you want to have the general view of the society nowadays, Euphoria is a code for you. Okay. Okay. And then we have The Boys. The Boys is an Amazon Prime series that gained quite a bit of attraction in the past few years. Introduced in 2019. And yeah, now we have The Boys season 3 released in summer of 2022. Personally, I've never heard of this one, but if it is ranked at the sixth place by IMDb, it is a good one. IMDb. So, all right, and then we have Moon Knight. Moon Knight is a Marvel series starring Oscar Isaac as the titular role. Yes, and this series follows a man who has this dissociative identity disorder and share his own body with Mark Spector, a mercenary. Okay, this is an action movie. That is, yeah, when you heard of Marvel, you can expect something spectacular. So go ahead to watch it if you haven't. Okay, and then we have The Sandman 2022, as well as Ozark. Ozark is a award-winning intense crime thriller, starring executively produced by Jason Bateman. Yeah, and it is a series from 2017 to 2022. Yo. All right, and then we have Inventing Anna at the end of this list is a drama miniseries created by Shaman Rhimes and available to stream on Netflix. Took place in 2022. And the series was inspired by a real life situation that followed Anna Sorokin, a con artist who would trick members of New York elite to think she was a German heiress, Irish, in order to receive money. Yep, drama movie. But yes, on the 10th position of this list, so it is a good one also. Check it out if you are a fan of movie. All right, so yeah, since talking about the greatest movie of the year, we're gonna talk about the greatest award in the film industry also. And when I just when I come here, you already know what I'm talking about, right? We are talking about the Oscar. Yes, the Oscar for Oscar 2022 here. Yeah, Oscar 2022 recap. Or it's a one funny joke. You look at this picture. You see the picture on the right side. You look at that thing, and you might don't know like what Oscar is this? Like let's say, is it the 53rd, 53 or 52 Oscar? But I have something that makes you instantly remember what the fuck is this. Okay, here. Yes, sir. Okay, this is the picture of Will Smith smack the shit out of Chris Rock on the live show, on the live TV. Because yeah, Chris Rock was making fun of his wife. And yeah, this is iconic for the Oscar 2022. But yeah, I just like let's say I just put it there for a quick reminder. So that in case you don't know what happened there. Mm. So yeah, that is also one of the highlight of Oscar 2022. But getting to the point of the main thing for this event, we have several awards. So for the best picture or the best movie in this list, we have the Coda, introduced in the 13th of August 2021, with duration of how much is that? 131 minutes. Oh, sorry, 111 minutes. Okay, sorry. That is almost 2 hours. Yes. And almost 2 hours and has the IMDb score of 8 out of 10. That's pretty high, right? And yeah, another, yeah, beside the best movie award, we have several different awards, including the best actor. Here we have Will Smith. Oh, I'm missing an eye. Yeah, that's disrespect. That's kind of disrespect. Okay, let me correct this one because I don't want to be smacked. Will Smith smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Iconic. Now, what does he think when he do it on the live TV? I don't. Oh, this just continue. Okay, so we still have a lot of viewers there. Back. Yes, best actor, since the best actor is Will Smith, we also have the award for the best actress, Jessica Chastain, and the best director, Jane Campion, best animated film in Encanto, best foreign language film, Drive My Car. So yeah, I have never seen Encanto or Drive My Car, but if it is nominated as the best one in one category of Oscar award, it's gonna be something good. All right. So if you are interested, you can check it out on the internet. But let's say for now, I think it's available on Filmora already. So you don't need to have Netflix to enjoy it. All right. So yeah, question is, what is your favorite film or series? Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but I like cartoon. So in order to answer for these questions, my favorite series would be The Family Guys. Yeah, if you don't know what is The Family Guys, you can look it up on the internet. That is the animated movie about a family, directed by Seth MacFarlane, right? Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, and that is iconic movie since the 19th century, if I'm not wrong. It started in the 20th century, at the end of the 20th century, and that is iconic. Um, MacFarlane, right? Falling, yeah, Seth MacFarlane, if I'm not wrong. Yes, and it's iconic. It is humorous, and one of the secret I have to say is that since I live alone, every time I have dinner, I have to watch it. Like I have to watch The Family Guys to eat dinner. Yes. But yeah, uh, if if you ask me like if you watch some bullshit cartoon like that, what do you learn? Well, I learned how to roast people, how to make fun of people, and I have a good time with it. So if you are some type of sales person, you can watch this movie, this series, to have, let's say, to gain more humor. Yeah, to gain more humor, and you know how to roast other people, how to make fun of them. So one example, right? So there is a speech in that movie. Like it is, let's say the plot or the script is brilliant. It's brilliant. Like it is out of this world, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you can use it to learn some advanced English also. So if something like there is a sentence I really like about this movie. In this movie, in one episode, I don't remember what it is, but so that sentence was said by Peter Griffin, the main character, to Meg Griffin, that is his daughter in this movie. So instead of saying like think carefully before you say it, Peter said something like work on your brain, work in your brain carefully before you vocalizing what you want to say. See, so yeah, you might learn the word vocalizing. So vocalizing is to to produce a sound. That is what I'm saying. So yeah, if you want to roast or you want to insult other people, but in a more fancy way, in a more intellectual way, you should watch The Family Guys. Yes, that is my recommendation as well as my most favorite series nowadays. All right, so yeah, coming closer to the end of this live stream, I'm going to introduce to you what you should expect in 2023 when we have a lot of hits coming up. Another production of Marvel Studios, the Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania, will be on air on February 2023. So it's just right after the Tet holiday, you would expect a big hits from Marvel Studios. So yeah, make an arrangement with your friends. So right after Tet holiday, you can head straight into the theater and enjoy it. All right. Another one from Marvel Studio is the Guardian of the Galaxy Vol. 3. Yeah, and this is gonna be in May 2023, not long after the Ant-Man. Okay. And yes, continue the legacy of the Fast and Furious series. We're gonna have the Fast X take place in May 2023. So we have two big hits in May this year. So yeah, make an arrangement with your friends first, in advance, sorry. And not long after that, 1 month after, we have the Transformer, the Rise of the Beast, in June 2023. And yes, the ultimate candidates I'm gonna mention here would would be closely related to our childhood. Even my childhood, we also have that. That would be the Mario. Yes, the Super Mario Bros. Movie in April 2023. And as you can see by the picture or the quality of the, let's say that is the poster or brochure, the brochure or the poster of this movie, you can see how dreamy it is. So yes, it is produced by Nintendo and Illumination. So obviously that gonna be a big hit, and this is the one I'm gonna see first in the 5 I've just mentioned here, because this is like cartoony and dreamy at the same time. So yes, it's also closely related to my childhood. So yeah, this is my first film I'm gonna see this year, for sure. All right. So if any of them you really want to see in this year, let me know in the comment section below. And this is also the end of our live stream series, live stream episode today. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in for the live stream today, because this is the last one of this year in Lunar calendar. So me, Harry, on behalf of the English Center, we wish you a nice holiday with your family and friend. Enjoy your time and get back to the new year with full of energy and fortune. All right. So thank you once again for watching the live stream. I will see you again after the 10th holiday, maybe at the beginning of February. So stay tuned until then, and see you.